All right, guys, we're going to answer questions 12, 13, and 14 in this video. Number 12 says, rationalize the denominator and simplify. Assume that the variable represents a positive real number. So we have the square root of 5y divided by the square root of 3. We do not want a radical in our denominator, a square root in our denominator. So what we're going to do is to rationalize our denominator, we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by the square root of 3. To the bottom, I do to the top. Now, in my numerator, both indexes are the same, and I'm multiplying. Therefore, I can multiply the radicands with each other. When I do that, 5y times 3 is 15y. And my denominator, square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9. And my denominator, the square root of 9 is 3. And my numerator remained the same, 15y. The square root of 15y. And that is the answer for number 12. For number 13, it is similar to a question that we did before. We're going to break that up into two radicals being multiplied. So the cube root of 27 times the cube root of v to the 15th. 27 is a perfect cube. What number do we multiply by itself 3 times gives us 27? That is going to be 3. Because 3 to the third, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. The cube root of v to the 15th power. We can transform that cube root of v to the 15th as v to the 15th, 15 over 3. And 15 over 3 equals 5 when I simplify. So when I simplify the cube root of v to the 15th, it's just going to be v to the 5th power. So my answer for number 13 is 3v to the 5th. Number 14, we want to simplify. We have negative 5 square root of 27 minus the square root of 75. When I am adding and subtracting with radicals, all the radicals must have the same index, which in this case, they do. The index is 2. And the radicands must be the same. In our case right now, the radicands are not the same. However, we can simplify. Let's start with the square root of 27. Two numbers that multiply to 27, and one is a perfect square. That is going to be 9 and 3. So we can write 27 as the square root of 9 times 3. We can break that up. Square root of 9, square root of 3. The square root of 9 is going to be 3. Square root of 3, bring that down because 3 is not a perfect square. Now when it comes to 75, the square root of 75. And we did it earlier. That equals to the square root of 25 times the square root of 3. Square root of 25 is going to be 5. The square root of 3 remains the same. So now that we know that, and let's change my color to blue now, I can rewrite it. This is negative 5 times 3 square root of 3 minus, that is going to be 5 square root of 3. Let's multiply. So negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. So negative 15 square root of 3 minus 5 square root of 3. Let's separate that. Negative 15 square root of 3 minus 5 square root of 3. Look at it like this. You owe your bank $15. You borrow $5 more from them. That means you owe them $20. So negative 20 square root of 3. And if you don't pay that $20, you got another $35 on top of that. But that's only for banking, not for this question. The answer is negative 20 square root of 3. So these are the answers to questions 12, 13, and 14. And now let's take a break for a second and analyze something. Why there's so many radical questions on this review sheet? Like every other question is a radical, it's a radical, it's a radical. It's driving me insane. So you know what? For the rest of the review sheet, hopefully there is no more radicals. And if there's one more radical, I will cease to make these videos. As you know, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm having some humor. If you find me corny, oh well, that's your problem. Anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon, which is the next video.